Colin Lillie, welcome to Australian Musician.
Hey, thanks very much, Greg.
So, how are you holding up in this period of isolation?
I guess I was very optimistic at the very beginning. I was a bit frustrated because I'd lost a lot of work, but I was like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. Things will come back together. Things will get good." But I think now I'm feeling extremely. I'm grieving it slightly. There's a bit of a grieving process going on, which
Yeah,
is, and I am struggling a bit. Which I've noticed I've been a bit more grumpier about the house.
yeah. Who hasn't been, really? So, how are you spending your time?
Uh, I've signed up for a couple of courses on digital marketing and music marketing online. I've basically done some writing. I'm looking at doing some co-writing online. Uh, I think obviously the wife's got me doing some jobs around the house that I've always had an excuse for. And just trying to organise getting all the boys back home so that we can have them here for however long. So it's basically been and rediscovering my wife again, us getting to know each other because being on the road a lot more, we don't have as much time together, and now we
Yeah,
seem to be spending a bit more time.
yeah. Everybody's saying about musicians that it's giving them time to write music and make albums, but you also have to be in the right frame of mind to do that. And it's not everybody's creative juices are flowing at the moment because of the stress.
Yeah.
How are you finding it in that way?
I think for me, I've got a lot happening. I.e., with I've got an album coming out, I've got an EP coming out, and I sort of went, let's not worry about the focusing on the writing right now. Let's focus on how I can ensure that I have a career when I come out the other end. So it's been for me is how can I push my digital stuff? How can I grow myself as a digital artist?
Yeah. So, what did you have planned? What was happening when all of this went down?
Well, I was supposed to be going to WA for a month, touring with the small halls tours with Iona Fife for the whole of April, May. And then I was back on the road again with Diesel. And then there was talk of me heading over to Canada to do some work in Canada, so maybe spend a month just getting my feet in the water over there. And then I was supposed to be going back home to Scotland to have a service in regards to me and my wife doing a wedding service type thing in Scotland in October. But yeah, and then there was a few co-writes, so it all went hee-haw. It all went hee-haw,
Yeah.
a lot.
What you did get to do was go to America. You went to the Folk Alliance Festival. Tell me about that experience.
That was amazing. That blew me away.
Yeah.
That was very much an overwhelming experience. They say that the very first time you go to the Folk Alliance conference, it's extremely, and it is, because it's just rooms and rooms and rooms and rooms of people performing, showcasing. But yeah, it was absolutely fantastic to not only be an international uh, conference, but also to connect with a lot of Australian artists I wouldn't normally get to connect with, which was really exciting, and be part of the Sound of Australia and the New Zealand Music Commission contingent, which was great. For me, it was just yeah, it was a bit overwhelming at some points. Like it was so good.
Yeah. You also toured with Diesel, playing to somebody else's audience. What's that experience like?
I think it's great. Like I think Elton John said it that if you can perform and you can warm up the room for another artist, then that makes it a good learning curve. It's a good learning thing, and
Mm.
I understand now the idea of what it means to warm up a room. Support act is a great thing, but to warm up the room so the room's hot and ready for the main act. That's been great because like I know my music isn't really a Diesel thing, but his audiences are just fantastic. They're just wonderful. They listen and they're open, and if they enjoy something, they make sure they tell you straight away. It's great.
Yeah. Amid all this chaos, you do have a new single out called Broken. Tell me how that song came about.
I was co-writing. I went for a co-write with Pip Norman and Mark Pearl, and we were just hanging out, and this song came up, and it's been in the back burner for a while. But working with Mark with Diesel, he said, "Oh, I'd like to do some work, and you want to do some work in the studio," and the opportunity came up, and I said, "I'm going to Woodford. I want to take something that's uniquely for Woodford." So we recorded an EP that was solely for Woodford called Petrichor. And that went down a storm. The people loved that. And these are just tracks, Hard Times and then Broken, are just tracks from that EP, which was an incredible experience to be in the studio with Mark.
Yeah. The EP is called Petrichor, as you said. What does that mean?
Petrichor is the word I found for the smell of the rain. So it's the two Aussies scientists came up with the word that means something in earth. So it's Greek. I thought it was Latin, but I got corrected the last month. It's Greek. So yeah. Yeah.
So how did that relate to your music?
So one of the songs is actually called Petrichor. This little EP that I've done is I feel our boys are grown up. They're starting to grow up. We've got one at uni. We've got one who's still in boarding and in Sydney. We've got one who's just graduated and he's working and he's taking a year out. And then we've got one who's still at school here in Alice Springs. So I feel that there's a lot of I've grown and they're growing. And the EP itself is about, I guess, letting go, but not forgetting where you're from. My wife's Aboriginal. The boys, or her boys, would you call it my stepsons of her previous marriage, they're Aboriginal, but they are going out into the world. They are going out into the big world with this idea that the world is more than just community or just Alice Springs or the territory. They are hungry to find out what the world's got to offer. And I guess it's my way of saying, go out, but don't forget where you're from. And the EP is very much about that you'll have hard times. It's okay to be broken. But remember where you're from, and I'll see you down the road. So it's it's a nice way of me being able to release those feelings that had come up.
Yeah. The instrumentation on the EP is fairly minimal, I believe. You just use your guitar.
Yeah, we used one of Mark's guitars in the studio. It was a Gibson, which was an amazing little thing that he had, which he was basically going, this is what I want. And then we used the Nashville tuning for a second guitar that we played in the background. And then Mark just added a little bit of poppy piano and stuff in between. But yeah, it is stripped back as basic as we wanted. Mark wanted to go a bit more basic, but once we started listening to the songs, there was a bit more. He felt there was a few things that we just lifted up that bit more.
Yeah. What's his production style like?
He's very fast. He's so good. He is I think I'm really lucky because I've watched him as an artist on stage. Watched someone who he excites me because I'm newish to the industry, whereas he has been doing it for a while now, and I watch how he still has a passion, he still has drive, he still has this passion for music, for learning guitar, for sharing guitar. He still loves performing to a live. He loves performing to a live audience, and it's then you go into the studio, and he's just he's set and he's clear on what he wants, which you would think after a lengthy time in such an industry like the music industry, you would go, nah, you get a bit cynical, but no, he's still got it's been a great opportunity for me to work with him. And in the studio, he has he'll hear a part of the song and go, right, I've already got the harmony for that, so let's try the harmony for that. And he's moving, and then before we knew it, we had this EP. It was great.
How did you mic up the guitars? Did you muck around with that very much?
Yeah, we did. We did one thing. One of the songs that didn't make it to the on the EP we did this cross-miking thing where we got a couple of mics and we were just trying to get as much of the room sound as we could, and the guitar and just the vocal. And it sounded beautiful, but there was just things that I was just not clearly quite happy with. Was, you know, like just, but we tried crossing the mics, and we had a lot of room mics in, and it was just about trying to make it as intimate as we could, but with that little bit of sparkle, you know.
Yeah. Generally, when you go out on the road, I think you take your Cole Clark, Fat Lady.
I do, yeah, yeah.
Tell me about that guitar, where you got it and what you like about it.
So I got the Cole Clark here in Alice Springs. I was using a Freshman that I had bought in Limerick, and I brought that over here when I first came over, and I've still got that. But that started playing up a bit. I think the warm weather here started taking the old Northern Hemisphere thing and twisted it and stuff. So I got the Cole Clark, and I don't know, I think the Cole Clark is something that, you know, is very much what I'm learning is very much touchy. Like you've got to have a gentle touch to get the most beautiful sound. Like when I watch people who play guitar, they know how to play the guitar with the gentle touch. But I'm finding my Fat Lady has definitely grown to me. That sort of Joe Strummer kind of strumming, you know, that real good hard strumming when I'm performing, and it's still got its brightness, and it's still got its there's still an element of newness there that it's still carrying. And I've had it for a while now, but to be honest, I think working with Mark, my ears are now changing, and I want to take the Cole Clark with me, but I want to take another. I'm trying to find that other acoustic sound now. I'm needing a bit more depth. I think maybe with age, I'm getting a bit more deeper, and I want to get a bit more depth in there. But I love my Fat Lady. She's done me proud all the way. I just got her refretted. I just, you know, I think it's what you put into the guitar is what you get out of it. Like, you know, and there's been a lot of love put into that guitar.
The more you write songs, what do you learn about songwriting?
Well, I like that. That's a great question. I think the beautiful thing for me for writing songs is how deep can I go into myself? How brave am I going to be? How much am I going to go in and take something out and pull it out? I think for me, the more I learn about how I structure songs, how I use the guitar, and how I have realised now that I am getting bored of certain ways of using the guitar, so I'm moving how I use the guitar. So the more I learn about songs, the more I learn about me, which then pushes me to learn more about guitar, learn more about production, learn more about how, because in my head it's there. I can hear everything, but it's just that now I'm getting to the stage where I want to do this now. And I think because of this, the way things have happened, it's going to push more people like myself to delve deeper into the building of the song, you know, the production, or how to instrument it better, you know.
Yeah. What are you missing most about the freedom of normal life?
I'm missing being on the road. Better not say that out loud, the wife will hear. But I think for me, I am very much, I'm a live performer. I love performing. There's no doubt on my, like, when I'm up on stage, that is where I feel that is my place, you know, in this crazy world. Like, that is my place. And when I'm up there sharing who I am and expressing who I am, that's where I feel the most comfortable. So I am missing meeting people and sharing and just hanging out with just being on the road, just performing and just doing it, just working. I'm missing working, because it's that thing. I love to work, and I think this time's good because I'm learning how to work differently.
So where can people find out more about you and buy your music?
Well, they can get me on my website. That's colinlillie.com.au. They can go to my shoppy there, and they can basically, there's a few things I've set up for this digital time. I've put up intimate shows where people can basically pay a couple of dollars to have a 20-minute show where I'll sing a couple of songs, but they can do exactly what you've done here. They can sit here and they can ask me anything that they want, anything, no holds barred, and I'll share whatever they want with them, and they can get my music. They can get the new EP when it comes out. They can also get me on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all those. They can get me on They can get me on Bandcamp, and they can, get me on Facebook, Instagram. They can see me. They can send me messages, and so everywhere, really.
All right, Colin Lillie, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Greg. That was wonderful. Thank you very much. Good seeing you again.
Yeah.